Hello, Internet. It's been a little while. I've noticed that when things quiet down and we have our uh, scenario, situation, results, whatever. In other words, when I get to a place where I feel like things are under control and we're sort of in a period of smooth sailing, I find that it's harder for me to make videos. And I think, I talked about this um, a few months back about how it's unfortunate that the videos that are the most interesting and get the most views are usually the videos that involve drama and trauma and crisis. So when things have calmed down and when I don't have so much going on, it's number one, it's harder to make the videos, and number two, it feels to me like maybe they're not so interesting, because that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, uh, I finished my last treatment at the end of April. So that's now been May, June, July, 3 months ago. And as you guys know, it took like 6 weeks, almost 2 months for me to completely get beyond all of my side effects, skin issues. And I have to say that I'm now completely back to normal and back to myself. I feel like the skin issues have gone away. Even I may have mentioned before, I noticed that with my hair, my eyebrows, my eyelashes, my hair, uh, other just issues with my skin, it takes a long time before I feel like, okay, it feels like it's supposed to feel. It looks like it's supposed to look. And I must say, 3 months now, exactly 3 months after I finished this last round of treatment, it seems that things are back to normal. And life has kind of been back to normal too. For me personally, as far as my own health, of course, I had those ablations now. Gosh, how long ago was that? 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago tomorrow, I had the ablation surgery. So I'm just barely beyond that. But as far as my overall health, how I'm doing, how I'm feeling, yeah, I feel like myself, and I'm infinitely grateful for that. As I've talked about before, you guys understand. And of course, so much gratitude to God, and gratitude and appreciation to all of you for your support. I appreciate it so much. We did have an issue that came up, though. It's amazing how timing works out. I have an aunt in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and again, so many of you that watch this video, you know all about this situation. But my aunt has been struggling with Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and lots of complications with that for a couple of years. And she really started to go downhill in May. A couple of hospital admissions. She wasn't eating and drinking as she should have been, dehydration, all of the stuff that in retrospect is end of life issues. That started in May, and she passed away a couple of weeks ago. So a lot of our family kind of gathered together, and we made a trip down to Hot Springs, Arkansas. I was kind of responsible for getting my parents down there. My uncle and my aunt, they did not have kids of their own. So, my uncle didn't have his own, nuclear family to rally around him. So my mom, being his brother, we just there was no choice. It was a no-brainer that we were going to go down, even though it was a difficult trip for my parents. But I got them down there, and other cousins, many of you who watch this video, rallied around and provided like just completely invaluable assistance and help. And not to mention just the fact that it was so wonderful to see everyone. So the circumstances of my aunt's death, of course, are very sad, but we basically had a mini family reunion of family members on my mom's side. And it was a fantastic time together, rallying around my uncle and just being there and going through the whole process of saying goodbye to my aunt with visitation, memorial service, graveside burial, and all that. So again, even though my own personal health, I've been doing great and I've recovered quickly from my ablations, you know, you just step back and I look at the timing of my aunt's passing, and of course, we're all, you know, heartbroken that she deteriorated so quickly, but yet the timing allowed many of us to be able to get down there and spend time and say our goodbyes and all of that. So anyway, that's why I just wanted to say, you know, even though my own personal health situation has been good, we have had this family grief to deal with this month as well. So anyway, I wanted to fill you in on that, because not a lot of you that watch the video already know all this, but some of you don't. So that's what's been going on in our family circle lately. You know, having said all that, you know, before I even started recording, I thought about naming this video Insidious Diseases, because I know, you know, I'm in a really good place right now as far as the management of my cancer, and you all know how grateful I am for that. It's amazing. But I have done my own research. I am in a men's cancer support network. I know what happens with my, not only my type of cancer, but a lot of other people that are fighting cancers of various kinds. The disease is insidious. It really is. It's unpredictable. Things can take 180-degree turns. We want to be positive. We want to have an optimistic outlook. And yet, over and over again, I hear stories of people who, you know, all of a sudden they get a scan or they have a blood test or whatever, and the news changes. So I am very pleased, as you know, very grateful, very happy, and actually quite optimistic right now about my outlook in the near term. And that's wonderful. But cancer is an insidious illness. It's insidious. Insidious, you know what it means. Evil, wicked, malicious. And that's why, although it's great to be positive, we have to be on guard for what is around the corner and what can happen. So that thought of insidious diseases has been magnified and exacerbated what we went through with my aunt and her Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, Lewy bodies. Some of you may be familiar with that. That's an offshoot. It's a corruption, an abnormality, a proliferation of bad proteins in the brain that can contribute to the severity of Parkinson's and or Alzheimer's. Well, we're learning that those diseases are very interwoven. And knowing what my Aunt Barbara went through, and you know, you guys saw my video from a few months ago. My very close friend, her husband died of a massive brain aneurysm back in March. So as humans in these physical bodies on this planet, in this dimension, we get to do battle with insidious diseases. And I don't mean for that to be a negative narrative at all. It's just the reality. And we all have our battles to fight. Even, I know people with back pain, like severe back pain, neck pain. It doesn't have to be a chronic or a terminal illness. It can be chronic pain. It can be a plethora of other ailments that decrease our quality of life, and we all fight it. Cancer is not the only insidious disease. Disease itself is quite insidious, is it not? So we are all in the same boat, in this particular life, but there is hope. Medical sciences are improving. We have our families, we have our faith, we have things that we can look forward to beyond this life. And the great thing is that insidious disease does not get the victory in the end. And again, we all have maybe many of us have different faith perspectives and faith paradigms that we believe in or look to. But I am grateful that my faith paradigm tells me that even though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, every one of us, there is life on the other side. And I try to keep my focus on that. So I hope you will as well. Okay, I'll wrap this up. Quickly here at the end, I have another set of scans on the 21st of August. So that's about 3.5 weeks from now. And I expect it to confirm that we have done a good job of cleaning up the residual disease in my body for now. But again, even though I don't have a lot of new information to share with you as far as my own personal cancer, I do plan to post more videos and keep up with you guys as we continue to move through the summer. So all the best to each one of you, and thank you for your love, and my love back to you. Thank you. Bye-bye.